Ladies and gentlemen, on now to our third bout. Please welcome, making his way to the NFA cage, Kendall Whited.
And we got Kendall coming down to the ring, the cage now for a kickboxing match. Now this is going to be very interesting because I know that Kendall does have a wrestling background. But Kendall is what I've always said is a freak athlete. He can do anything he wants to do. You look at him, and I know you're thinking we look the exact same with our shirts off, but he is built like an action figure. This kid can do anything he wants, and it just depends on what mental mindset comes with him. With that being said, I talked to some of his sparring partners, Max Koriev, who's one of the top amateurs in the area. He told me Kendall sometimes he pieces him up. Sometimes he gets the better of him with the hands, and it's shocking that Kendall is a wrestler that learned how to strike and is beating somebody like Max in the gym.
Yeah, it's just he's got to keep making this walk. Eventually he'll put it together there. The last fight, it was very close. Really the separation was some of the damage he took, but in the wrestling scrambles and that, from what I remember, he was ahead. It was a very, very close fight, and here they're going to work on the stand-up a little bit more, applying it in here, kind of forcing him to do a little bit more, and he's got a tough fight tonight.
And that's what I like, that they're doing kickboxing instead of MMA, so it gives them a little bit of diversity and a little bit of, he gets to focus on just the striking side of things.
With the NFA cage, Josiah Greiner.
Josiah Greiner coming to us out of the church, which is Jamie Crozen's gym. And those guys are tough. Those guys, the culture they've built there, they train hard. His fighting style, he says, is hurt goodly. He's 1-0 right now, and so he's just starting out. He's young. But these guys coming out of the church, I mean, they're grinders. They will really just kind of tough it out. Even if they're behind technically on some people, they will tough it out. But that's not to say that their technique is lacking either. They come to fight.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this fight because I think if you look at it on paper, Kendall's a little bit more technical. But then you just said it, Jordan. These guys come, they're gamey, they're gritty, they hurt goodly, or whatever he said his fighting style is. Either way, this is going to be a fun show.
Yeah, these guys are hard to put away because they can't spell quit.
K-W-I-T.
It'll be interesting. It looks like Kendall might be the bigger fighter.
Kendall,
Like a big boy.
Visibly looking at him, Kendall is, like I said, he's built like an action figure. He's a big guy. This is a catch weight at 160, so he's able to be a little bit bigger than the normal 155 that he always fights at.
Josiah looks like he's in good shape. It's just Kendall, like you said, he's like an action figure. He's thick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in an NFA catchweight at K1 kickboxing bout, brought to you tonight by JC's AC. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. The striker stands 5'11", weighing in 160.1 pounds. He's making his amateur kickboxing debut here this evening. Representing ESMMA in fitness and fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Kendall Whited. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a striker standing 6 foot tall, weighing in 159.9 pounds. He holds an amateur kickboxing record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Representing the church and fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Josiah the Messiah Greiner. Your referee is Tim Francis.
I like Josiah the Messiah's nickname coming out of the church. That it all kind of flows together like it's meant to be.
I was about to say that. Yeah, that's a nice ring to it.
What I think needs to happen here is whoever's going to win this fight needs to come out, dictate the pace. Get in each other's face, land those leg kicks. Got to be moving, got to be moving.
Good leg kick, answer with a right.
Ooh, Kendall with a nice side kick there.
Oh, answer back.
And here's the thing, is Kendall standing, or he was standing southpaw, so with that open stance like that, you're open for your rear leg ground kicks. Kendall looking for a takedown.
Kendall looks like he may be.
Nice combo.
That was a nice combo. Kendall looks like he may be looking more for a counter to where Messiah is dictating the pace right now.
Oh, really
nice.
solid combination to a body kick there.
Good answer back, though. Yeah, a little classic.
Nice right hand out of Kendall right there.
A little classic Muay Thai here where they're just trading back and forth.
Yeah, Josiah seems to be kind of slamming a leg kick and seeing what happens, where Kendall's actually throwing 2 or 3 punches and then ends with a kick almost every time.
Oh.
Nice right hand over the top.
Yep. Yeah, that made Kendall get his hand up pretty quick there.
Ooh.
Kendall's staying busy. Keeping numbers. It doesn't look like he's putting everything on every punch,
Nice.
too.
That was a nice attempt to a knee to the body. Slid down a little bit right on the
Good
He's
sportsmanship.
right on the cup a little bit.
Good sportsmanship by Kendall. He thought that might have been low, gave him a break.
The only thing I don't like, what I'm seeing from Kendall, though, is he is gunslinging a bit. He's dropping those hands before he throws.
Kendall told him that was low and then fired with a body kick back. Let's just call it even. Kendall got his hand up to block that, but it was a nice, sneaky head kick. Nice head
duck
movement.
out, yes.
I like Josiah's pressure here, though. Ooh, solid kick. Nice inside leg kick.
Josiah seems very confident.
And that may be the longer-term game he's playing here. Stalk, hold position down, and see if Kendall starts to fade, and then he can unload his reserves here.
Kendall's, I love his combinations here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of good technique right now.
You know what, guys? I have to give that round to Kendall just on sheer volume. You know, he was throwing the solid shots, ending with kicks, moving a lot. He made Josiah miss a little bit. Got hit with a couple good shots. Showed that his chin is intact and he's ready to take some punches.
Yeah, and he showed exactly what you want to see out of what you would call a developmental kickboxing fight. This is him in here getting more experience in the stand-up. And obviously he trains it, but in here, that's the only avenue you have to win. So you're put into that area where that's all you got to work, and he's throwing volume. He's putting some pop in there. He's landing some good body kicks. He's turning it up here. Can he keep the pace is the question.
Take the shark out of the water and see if they can swim on land.
I'm not sure what that means, bud. But if you look, just looking at composure right now, both these guys, neither of them are breathing heavy. So I think what Josiah's corner is going to need to do is tell him he's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit with his volume. I like his, like Jordan said, his stalking, his walking forward, trying to stalk him down and get in his face. And he landed a couple good counters, but that one counter to Kendall's, 4 shots before that is what you gotta take into account.
Oh,
mouthpiece come out.
that or the corner of the glove hit the eye. Something. Oh, mouthpiece did come out. Good catch.
And then he was holding it. It's still firing shots while holding it.
Well, that's where Kendall just needs to wait till the ref stops it.
Here we go. Mismatch leads, and you get hit in the groin.
Kendall hurting. Let's do some little bunny hops. I mean, it's going to happen in a kickboxing fight.
It's hard to avoid it with the in and out movement, especially if you're stepping back as someone's throwing and they're closing in on you. I mean, it's just right there.
And the volume both of these guys are throwing, too. Good kickboxing match, though, so far.
This is a great kickboxing match.
Kendall says he's ready to go.
Nice left hand out of Kendall. Nice body kick right there. Nice jab out of Josiah. What I like right there is Josiah he stepped forward but switched stance and then hit him with that jab. That was nice.
Good little rear teep kick from Josiah there.
Right there, I don't know if you guys saw that. That was shin on shin. That did not look like it felt good.
Well, in the middle of the fight, though, they might not be feeling it. Tomorrow, they probably will. Ooh, nice right.
Oh, big left hand out of Kendall. That could have been more of a kind of a slip and off balance, but because he did hit him with the hand, it's a 10-8 round.
Yep, it's called a knockdown.
I mean, Josiah was stalking him, and Kendall held his ground and unloaded a three-piece, man. He's looking good here.
Yeah, what I'd like to see here is Kendall jump back on him, but with a lot of caution. See, you can't stick your hands out like that. You got to keep your hands up. Nice left hand on the middle.
Josiah's kind of doing this where he just covers up and lets Kendall and tries to look for like a counter now. It's a little bit different than what he did the first round.
Kendall trying to split that guard. He's getting his hands back to his face. Kendall's got a nice long jab.
I just wish he'd keep it higher. See, he keeps gunslinging. He's springing from his waist. And then he's dropping afterwards.
Well, I think he's trying to find a way out on this fight because or a way to finish this fight because he rocked him right there. Nice bloody nose. Out of Josiah. Good head kick.
Ooh, he was looking for that right when he came around too. He didn't fire it, but he was looking for it.
Good second round for Kendall there.
It was a great second round for Kendall.
When he's staying at his range, he's able to land that jab. And when Josiah is shelling up, that's when Kendall's stepping in there and unloading on. He's coming in with a straight, and he's throwing hooks around that guard shell, and he's coming to the body, and as they separate, he's landing as well. He's just throwing really good volume here, being patient where he needs to be, but he is keeping the volume up at the same time.
Yeah, and if you watch Josiah, when Kendall throws those jabs, Josiah is throwing an outside leg kick, and it's landing, but Kendall hits him with that jab, pushes him back, and it takes all that power away, so that kick's not really doing a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Kendall made a statement that round for sure.
Couple deep breaths, but I think these guys are going to keep the same pace for the whole third round.
Yeah, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, Josiah's stepping up. He looks like he's ready to come out like a cannonball.
Kendall covered his cup and then said, "You want to touch gloves?" Touch the gloves. That open stance. Both these guys got that rear leg right to the body. I love that. Beautiful. Josiah comes up the middle.
And that's the one strike Josiah landed a couple times last round. Was pretty effective. Was that rear teep?
Oh, big right
drop.
hand.
Yep.
That's another knockdown.
Yeah, get over there,
Kendall
so
is
you can get the
pumped.
count. Yeah.
But see, what Kendall doesn't understand, the inexperience there, he's too excited. He's got to get to that neutral corner.
Yep, so he just lost time on his count.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kendall,
see,
if
you
Kendall
see-
puts pressure here, he's
You
hurt.
see Kendall's confidence growing,
Yes.
but you got to be careful though, because I think Josiah still got that power.
Well, an injured animal's more dangerous too.
As Josiah leans over when they're in there, if Kendall can land an uppercut through that, it might be the one that ends the fight.
see
You
that?
guys see how that blood?
Yeah, that blood fly.
Kendall needs to get his hands up. I like the confidence, but he's got to be cautious with it. You can't get sloppy.
Yeah, because Josiah's still in this.
Absolutely.
One punch changes it.
And the kid throws hard.
And he ain't quitting.
Not sure what that was.
I think we're learning a lot about both these fighters right now. Kendall's showing he has hands, and Josiah's showing the toughness.
I have to say, I think I like Kendall kickboxing more than doing MMA.
Well, he's had a rough go at MMA. You know, we talk about it all the time. His record does not show his talent.
No,
I would-
absolutely.
Here we go. Josiah's starting to tee off.
And that's really good out of Kendall. You don't see that enough. When you're getting crowded there, enough people just don't push people off of you. It's legal. You can do it.
Kendall ripping for that body shot. I see a big head kick coming here to try to end this fight.
Oh, got a little overzealous there. There we go.
What a great kickboxing fight, guys. I think clearly Kendall walked away with that one. Obviously, the points alone on the knockdowns.
What, 2 10-8s?
Yeah, there's no way we could be wrong about that one. But Josiah didn't quit and
Absolutely not.
kept going forward. I don't know what he was. He might have been looking for a certain setup or a certain thing or waiting for Kendall to fade. But Kendall was in shape, pumping out volume, and he just kept going, landed a couple of knockdowns. Kendall looked very good tonight.
Kendall looked amazing. I think he lived up to all the hype I've been giving him.
Yeah, I think both these guys have a bright future.
And we're going to check out a couple replays here. Kendall with a little up jab with a big right hand that actually put Josiah on his knees. I think that one actually hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, Josiah tried. He tried to keep standing, but that leg just gave. Solid on the chin. Right on the button. So
Nice to see Kendall having fun in there.
Absolutely, yes. And a good kickboxing. Good way to start off the kickboxing bouts. Good first 3 fights, guys.
The table is set for another great night.
Yes, that's what we like. We're fans first.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 30-25 for your winner by unanimous decision, Kendall.
And you see the emotion on Kendall. He's had a tough run of a couple fights, and this was a well-earned, very, very, very decisive win.
He's
I'm
been
happy
waiting
for
for
him.
this, yes.
I've been there, man. Sweet relief, you know, finally.
Oh, absolutely.